Hey, what's up guys? Here we are, Monster Motivator Live TV, episode number 21. We are down at San Diego, Liberty Station at the Comic Art Gallery.
IDW Gallery.
IDW Gallery. I didn't even know this was here. My buddy Martin introduced me to this place. Awesome show we're going to have today. We're going to talk about an awesome event coming up down in San Diego, Thrive Talks San Diego. And I am going to be one of the speakers. I'm very excited and very honored that I was asked to be one of the speakers. And I'm going to introduce Martin Lopez. He's one of the co-founders, one of the event planners, and he'll share with you what he's doing, what he has coming up. But before we do that, let's have Martin introduce himself, give a little bit of bio, a little bit of background on who he is, where he came from, and where he sees himself going. Because I know he's been a thriving entrepreneur. That's why we connected from day one. So Martin, hey, what's up guys? We finally made it back. That's what happens when you go live and technology and you combine them together. So we're back live. Hopefully we'll keep this stream strong. I introduced Martin earlier and let him run with it. He's been an amazing entrepreneur over the years, and he's putting together an awesome event coming up this summer in July 30th.
July 30th here in San Diego.
To jump in, Martin, you know, where did this all start, and how did you get going?
Wow, that's a big question. So how Thrive Talks actually started was back in 2008. Now I'm in the mortgage business, and what was happening is everybody was losing their houses. Remember that?
Yeah.
And people were losing their houses. They were getting foreclosed on. It was just terrible.
It was a depression, not a recession.
It was a depression.
Right. Yeah.
So I was getting phone calls because people know I've been in the real estate business. I'm a loan officer, like I said. I've been in the real estate business for a long time. So people are calling me and saying, Martin, what am I going to do? How can I keep my house? How can I do this and that? So I was just consulting people day in and day out, like constantly. And what I found was everybody's like just in the survival mode, you know? Yeah. And I was in the survival mode because my business had dropped a lot too.
Of course, right.
I didn't want to be in that mode. I wanted to be in more of a thriving mode. I knew that something big could happen.
Okay.
I knew that I didn't have to lose everything. I knew that I could actually win here. So I started studying. I started getting people together. I started studying all the things that people are doing. And I started getting groups of people together and say, let's sit down and talk. I know you're in trouble right now, but let's try to find a silver lining.
Yeah.
Silver lining. Yeah. Coaching a lot of people. People started paying me to coach them, like a personal coach. I thought that was pretty cool. Then a few years later, I got together with a bunch of coaches, and we built this radio station called Thrive Talks Radio.
Okay.
And we were all just trying to be real positive, just a lot of positive vibes out there.
Okay.
And it was really cool. We did that for a little while. It dropped off. Then, about in January of this year, 2016, I met my co-founder of Thrive Talks, which is Linda West.
Okay.
Now, I know a lot of you guys might know Linda. She's an amazing human being. She's got so much energy. She's smart as a whip. I mean, she's just awesome. And what basically she was able to do is help me, that missing part that I had, I had all these ideas, all this energy.
I know. I'm right there with
you.
You.
Know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I'm right there.
So what she had the missing part. She knew how to do all the things that I wanted to do, and she loved to do that. And then she had an event that was an open mic event. It was an amazing event that she did. She's really committed to people being able to talk about, being speakers and all that. And I was connected with all these professional speakers. So we said, let's put it together and see what we can do. And we did the first Thrive Talks in March 26th.
It was awesome.
It was
awesome.
amazing.
I was there. It was awesome. I want to highlight some things, right, for the listeners out there. See, Martin, if you listen to his story, he did a few things that successful people do, whether they can define it or not. See, there's always a polar opposite. No matter how bad it is, there's always going to be a polar opposite if you're willing to look, right? And so he realized that he was in an industry that was dictated by real estate, by economy, and because that is, it started to really dip down. But instead of going back into a cocoon and saying, why me, poor me, he, as an entrepreneur, took the lead, ran with it, and figured out a whole nother way, which opened up so many more doors for him. So he always had that choice. He could go this way, or he could go that way.
This way or that
that's,
way, right?
That's actually it, right? And he
Yeah.
decided to keep moving up no matter what the outside noise told him. Now he took it a step further, right? As an entrepreneur, it's in our DNA or it should be in our DNA to enhance our weaknesses,
Absolutely.
and run with our strengths.
Absolutely.
And I'm the same way. I'm the front guy,
Yeah.
but I need Caitlin, my marketing manager, to keep everything in order in the back,
Yeah.
or else I'm lost.
Yeah.
Right? So 2 key points and 2 key things I want to highlight that he did to get himself to this point, and his event in March was off the hook. That's why I'm so excited to be one of the speakers. So, so where are we at now? So what's everyone have to look forward to with the event?
We got some amazing speakers. We have Lane Etheridge. I don't know if you guys know Changing Lanes. Lane is an amazing speaker. He's just a really positive individual. He just loves contributing. And so he and I have been working on it with Linda and working on just making this a great event. The other thing is I got Linda West. If you guys know Linda, I mean, forget it. I mean, she's the best. She has to bring me in.
Right.
I mean, Martina,
I know.
you got to reel it in, you know, and she does that all the time. It's cool, you know.
They ground us.
They ground us, absolutely. But you know what we got is we got John Leslie Brown. John Leslie Brown. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Les Brown is. This is Les Brown Jr. He's younger, he's fitter, he's ready to go, man. He's an awesome guy. He's going to be here. We're going to do an interview with him really soon too. We were going to announce it, but we're going to announce it right now.
Beautiful.
And you know what? What else we got is we got 10 to 12 more speakers that are local speakers, some from around the country. Some amazing topics, and we'll go into that, you know, as we get closer to the event. But this is the really cool thing.
Okay.
The event is free.
Woo!
It's a free event.
You can't get
It's
it
a
better
free
than that.
event.
I mean,
Now you're welcome to pay.
right.
So
right.
if you don't register at thrivetalks.org, if you don't register prior to the 29th of July, if you don't register by then, you can pay $39 to come.
Okay.
And we'll take your money. We're
That's
happy to
right,
do
that's
that. Oh,
right.
we'd love to have you here for free. We'd love to have you here for free. But this is the even cooler thing. Let's walk over here real quick.
Okay.
This is where we're going to be at. We're going to be at the San Diego Comic Art Gallery in Liberty Station.
Awesome.
And just look around here. Why don't you pan around here, Linda, as we're talking?
Yes, Linda is here, by the way.
Look at this. This is going to be cool. I think this should be our background as we're talking. When
Yes.
We're talking,
Right?
And we're gonna,
Hey, give us some hearts if you think that should be the background
Yeah,
for the
give us-
There you go.
speakers.
There you go. If anybody has any comments or questions, let us know. Martina, I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch on some of the things that you really needed to do, because it's gonna help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Back in 2008, 2009, right? 2007. What did you have to do? How did you change that mindset? What was some of the process?
I had to
Because people
stop
are dying to
complaining,
know.
dude. Seriously,
Right.
I had to stop complaining.
Okay.
And I had to wake up. It wasn't easy to get out of bed when clients were calling you. You knew that 90% of those phone calls were going to be about somebody that was like literally on the cusp of losing a house.
Being homeless.
Being homeless.
Right.
I mean, that's what I had. So I had to get myself ready. And then I had to then do my business. Right. And then I had 2 little kids and a wife. I had all that. So I had a lot on my plate.
Love
I
it.
love
Right.
it. I love having a lot on my plate.
Right,
That's
me
all
too.
I love it.
That's my oxygen.
Exactly. But still, so what I had to do is I had to find a way every morning to wake up. So what I
Okay.
did is I did 3 things.
Okay.
I woke up in the morning and took 3 deep breaths. Right? And I looked at my wife and I just said what I was grateful for. And then I got up and I just started stretching my body. And then I was gone.
Right. So
That
how
was it. That was
important, and we
it.
talk about this all the time, how quick the attitude of gratitude gets you out of that funk,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you just got to move before you think about it. Once you start thinking about it, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. That's the thing. The key thing is when it comes to gratitude, when it comes to moving, you just need to put yourself in motion. Now, Maslow's hierarchy, one of the fundamentals of survival is motion. Like literally, like motion. Like
It's my
movement.
survival. I know
Like
that.
movement. You got to move.
Yes.
And if you're sitting down,
Yeah.
if you're lying down, if you've been doing that for 8 hours or 10 hours, you've got to shift. You got to have some kind of shift that's going to get you in a different mode. And if that's what you're used to doing, like day in and day out, and I want to sleep in, I want to do that, it's like, guess what? Basically what you're saying to yourself, I believe, you're saying, I would like to be depressed for a little bit longer.
Right.
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 Because yes, we need sleep, and there is sleep, but there's too much sleep. There's
Right.
also that too much sleep.
Right. And there's a REM sleep. You can get 4 hours of REM sleep versus 8 hours of tossing and turning And it's night and
and
day.
you don't get nothing.
It's night and day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Night and day.
So what I had to do to get myself ready was I had to make sure I went to sleep early. So I'd go to sleep at like 8 o'clock because I knew I was going to get up at 4.
Yeah.
I had to get all my work done between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock when I knew my phone was going to ring and I had to be there for other people. And then I would just be there for other people and just be there and be there. And so what I did is I set up all the stuff that I had to do early in the morning so that I can be available for other people. And that's what I do today.
So really, it's, again, we always talk about this personal development. There's nothing new, right? It all goes back to antiquity. It's just who you connect with, who you resonate with, but it's all the same recipe, just different ingredients. See, really, if you break down what Martine just said is, he woke up with the attitude of gratitude, figured out that motion, you know, taking that motion, moving forward is the only way to go, right?
Yeah.
And also knowing that there's always knowing that there's always
Different way you can look at something. So if you don't feel, right about something, like I got to take out the trash, or I've got to call 15 clients, or I got to do another loan application, or real estate agents, I got to show another house, or maybe you got to make a sales call.
Sure.
Thinking about it is one thing, but doing it, you stop thinking about it. You're just in motion.
You just take action.
Just do it.
And here's the other thing that he did, right? And I'm sure he still does today, is he set himself up for success. In other words, he stood back and he said, you know what? How is this really going to work long term? Okay, I'm going to get up at 4, so I'm going to go to bed at 8. But after that, how do I make the most out of those hours that you're awake? Because there's a big difference between being busy and being productive, right?
Yeah.
So you set yourself up for success, right? And then the repetition.
Oh, absolutely.
Over and over and over. So
I'm as ADD as they get. I have that. I've never been diagnosed, but I probably deal with depression too.
Okay.
So, but I don't have time for it.
Right.
I don't have time for it.
Exactly.
So I look, I sit there on my computer, or I get on the phone, and it's like I tell myself, shut up,
Right.
make the call.
Right.
Like I have to shut myself up and to get done what I got to get done. Because if I talk here, it's over.
And
It
that's
is
it. The
absolutely
self-talk.
over. Yeah.
It could be so damaging, but it could be so uplifting,
Yeah.
so powerful. So you actually, a lot of times, what we do is we lean on our why. What is our why to get us through, right? That bad time, that tough time.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Absolutely. My why is my kids, my wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. It's my family.
Right.
And
So when your why becomes bigger than you,
And they
you become
are.
unstoppable. Absolutely.
They're bigger, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to share that I didn't touch on about the event, about yourself? Because I know you have a book coming out. We're going to do a whole nother show on that. Right?
Curiosity theory, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to do a whole Monster Motivator TV on that.
Keep talking.
So, what else would you like to share that we didn't touch on?
Well, first off, I just want to
Wait a minute a second. He was just stabbed by a Ninja Turtle.
Raphael,
You got
check him out.
me. You got me.
Wait, let me get you on video with Raphael.
You got
So,
me.
yeah,
Here's
so
you guys.
This is the Thrive Talk. We try to make things different. What we're going to do this time is we're going to be in the IDW, the San Diego Comic Art Gallery. And look at this place. This is going to be cool. This is going to be, we're going to create imagination. We want to stun the minds. We want to bring people some creativity.
Okay.
We want people, but the goal of Thrive Talks is to get people to start operating at a higher level. Like, what is that new level that you want to operate on that has you start creating some of the bigger results you want in your life?
Okay. But this is,
No, I don't know. You're not
this
in
is
there.
really good stuff, so I want to make sure that they get this.
Yeah.
Right? So you know.
The idea of Thrive Talks is that we.
I want to show them the venue.
I got it.
They can hear you.
I got it. So the idea of Thrive Talks, I want to be back on film here.
I need you guys a little closer then. Let's do this right. Okay, there we go.
So the idea of Thrive Talks is is not to have that conversation you hear at most motivational seminars, and most things where people are trying to get you to buy something that they have. Most of those conversations are, I had a tough issues are. Right, I've gone up to those challenges. What Thrive Talks is saying, we're going to honor you as just a successful human being. We're going to consider you already successful.
However you are.
However you are. And we're going to want, and we'd like you, for this time period, this 5-6 hours you're going to be with us, to just be successful. And as a successful person, where would you want to take yourself?
Right.
Where would you want your life to go? So it's called Thrive Talks Elevate. So
Beautiful.
we're going to have elevating conversations with people that are successful. You are incredibly successful in your job. So we're interested in Thrive Talks. Where are you going from this already successful plateau? not what took you to get there. Because
Right.
we know
Right.
everybody
We all
has
have
tough times.
we all have
Everybody
struggles.
talks about tough times.
Right.
And frankly, I have, how would I say it? I have appreciation for your hard times.
Right.
But I don't want to hear about it right now.
Right.
I want to hear it for myself. I want to hear how I can make my life better. So we're about making our life better. And what can I deliver? What are you going to deliver? And what are you going to talk? What are you going to talk about?
Oh,
That's what I want to know.
I'm going to do my TED Talks. I'm going to do my TED Talk application I sent in. So it's going to talk about the four-step formula we call the bully buster, right?
The bully buster.
Yeah, the fear barriers are bullies, right?
God,
And
they just beat you up.
And how do you stop a bully? You have to step up and take your lunch money back, right? That's what we want to teach them. We want to teach them how to get their lunch money back. It's a four-step formula, right? That's very simple, not always easy, but very, very applicable. Very, very applicable. So I'm excited to talk about the bully buster and how you can identify and crush those dreaded fear barriers every single time, no matter what they are. So, like I said, I'm very excited to be part of this whole organization, and I see Martine and myself doing a lot of things down the road because we're the same mindset. You know,
And we want the things for people. It's not about us. It's about giving to other people, isn't it?
yeah, and you know what I tell people, and since we're talking about public speaking on the platform, one of the scariest things, you get on stage and talk. And what one of my mentors told me a long time ago, he said, it's not about you.
Yeah.
See, it takes all the pressure off.
That fear is about you.
Yeah.
That's that
Well,
self.
your
That's
message-
looking at yourself and going, you know, maybe I'm saying stupid things. Maybe
Yeah, all
that's
the
about
nonsense,
you.
right?
But you have something to contribute.
Right, so your message isn't about you, it's about them.
Yeah.
Well, so it takes the pressure off of you
Yeah.
when you're on stage or when you're on platform and in front of people. So before we wind it up, anything else you want to share?
Well, first off, I want to thank the gallery here
Okay.
and plug them because they're going to have an event tomorrow. They're going to have an event. All these guys are going to have an event. A friend of mine is one of the guys that work here at IGW. The event is Saturday, or when is it? Give me a flyer. Give me a flyer. Put it down.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
There's an event here?
Yeah.
So
Tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m.
Tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m. at the San Diego Comic Art Gallery. It's in Liberty Station. This place is awesome. And the people that are here,